When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today me and Ness are going to go through our top traveling tips for Greece, our favorite places to stay and eat and beaches to go to. So we're just going to put it all into one video, so yeah, it's easier for everyone.
We are first going to go through our travel tips, so like all the things we do on flights and specifically from Australia to Greece, which can be anywhere between a 20-hour and like I once went on a friggin' 40-hour flight. It's totally worth paying the extra money to not have to stop over at 5 places, so you just have to stop at one.
And also you can usually get like really good deals with the shortest flights if you try and book as early as you can.
In terms of traveling, we always adjust our time zone to the place we're going. So for Greece, we'll be on Greece time from the moment we leave Australia. So if we work it out and we have to like be really sleepy when we get there, we'll stay awake on the flight. I usually take a sleeping pill to help me get back into my routine. Obviously I'm pregnant, I can't, and I think the last time she traveled she couldn't because she was pregnant, and that sucks. But just try and do things like exercise that day, tire yourself out and get as much rest as you can in the right time.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't sleep. It's so, you literally walk around with your eyes half closed, but just don't close them.
Okay.
And also drink heaps of water on the flight because
I never drink enough because I don't like peeing all the time.
I know, but it makes the biggest difference if you do happen to get the jet lag.
I also never travel without noise cancelling headphones. She has the earphones, I have the headphones.
Yep.
It cuts out the sound of the engine so you can sleep really easily.
And also we usually both take our shoes off and put really comfy socks on.
Yeah, okay.
So you can like get in really comfy positions. Yeah. Otherwise it's really... And always have your tickets and everything already printed or really easy access, because when you're really tired when you land, it makes a massive difference, especially the first place of accommodation that you're going to. Have it already printed, the address, so you can just get off the plane into a taxi and get taken straight to
Yacht is like the designated flight itinerary person.
Yeah.
She like will have a huge folder this thick, even if there's like 8 of us going, she does it for everyone. Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. We had a lot of questions about how much money people should expect to spend there. So we generally notice that you spend around 30 Australian dollars, which is probably about 20 USD per meal without alcohol. Similar prices to here. It's really safe to travel there if you just use your brain. I mean, using taxis and that kind of thing is really safe there. It's all regulated.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks English because tourism is like their #1 revenue making for the country, so most people speak English, so it's really easy to get around if you speak English.
We have done our top tips for Athens, Santorini, Mykonos and Rhodes, which we have been to like between us like over 10 times. Okay, so we're going to go through our favorite things to do in Athens.
We love going for the summer weather, so we generally will try and go July, August, but June till September is all pretty good.
Yeah. Last year I wasn't there, but Yacht did the Acropolis tour guided.
You can pre-book it, but I usually just go there and you'll see tour guide people that are waiting around for people who are last minute planners like us. And you just get tickets for their guided tours, and it's so informative, and you think, even if you think you know everything about the Acropolis and the history of Athens, or you're not even into history, because I usually find that stuff like kind of boring, but it was so interesting and everyone loved it.
Everyone always asks me, I posted like 3 years ago, I went to the jewelry strip, and I got all these coin necklaces.
So there's a spot called Monastiraki, which is a center square near the city, and you've got a flea market on one side, and then adjacent to that, opposite, is this strip of gold jewelry markets, and they're so good. You can have, and you can bargain with them. Yeah, you should always try bargain, because they'll almost always drop down.
So yeah, I find really good like saint necklaces and coins. We recommend staying in Plaka, which is like the center of Athens. So to get around in Athens, you can only really get a taxi everywhere, because I wouldn't recommend getting a car or anything, because
It's too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard. And also in the square, just make sure you're always aware of gypsies, like people trying to pickpocketers, taking money.
Yeah.
We recommend making a day trip out to Kalathia, which is where the beach, and they all say all the rich and famous stay there. But it's just a beach and shops and restaurants, and it's a really good day for tanning, swimming, eating, shopping. So we also recommend going for a drink in the afternoon if you're in the centre to
360 degrees.
Yeah.
Or nighttime, it's really cute. At night, it overlooks Acropolis and it's really pretty. Or in the morning, you can get like a coffee and breakfast at A for Athens, which is, both of them are in Monastiraki, so that centre that looks up towards the Acropolis. So they're both really cool.
Also, where are we?
If you did want like a really Greek night experience, which we think is really fun, but might not be for everyone, is to go to the Bouzoukia, which is like live music at a place called Fantasia. So we went to this place for dinner and drinks and to go out, so it kind of is,
It's all in the same place.
yeah, it's all in the same place. You can do either of those three things, and it's on the beach and it's really cool, and it's called Akanthus,
I think so.
something like that.
They are our top recommendations for Athens. I recommend staying like max 3 days.
Yeah, I wouldn't, it's really fun, but I wouldn't stay for too long.
Okay, so the next island we're doing is Rhodes, where we're both from. First off, Rhodes is a really good island because it's got a lot of everything.
Yeah.
It's got nice beaches, it's got nightlife, it's got restaurants, it's got shopping. It takes a while to get from one end of the island to the other, like an hour and a half. So get a car. So at one end there's where most people stay is the old town, and it's amazing. It's like this old castle that they've literally turned into a town.
The closest beach to there is Ellie Beach, which is, you can walk there, it takes maybe 5 or 10 minute walk, and it's got this pontoon in the middle of the beach. It's kind of like you swim out and you jump off the pontoon. It's really fun and really popular, and there are bars and restaurants all along there, so it's also good if you're recovering from a hangover, because you can just walk there and pass out.
On the other end of the island is a place called Lindos. You make a day out of that. You can walk up there, and there's all shops and restaurants on the way up. And one of my favorite restaurants is at the bottom of Lindos, and it's called Mavrikos. And it's like, I'm not going to say fine dining, but it's really nice, and it had the best food ever. So make sure you go there.
And also, I recommend, if you do go to Lindos for the day, you get one of those paddle boats, because we've had fun on a paddle boat before. And last year, that's where I took my pregnancy announcement photo. We like spent the whole day out on these boats. Yeah. We were out there for ages, and you literally just like paddle your little heart out.
And there's also a little bay right next to Lindos called St. Paul's Bay, and it is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. It's just got like this one little restaurant in the bay, and it's like the nicest taverna ever.
I still remember that photo.
And they've got like, when the sun goes down, they put lanterns out.
So if you're looking to go out in Rhodes, there are a couple of main places that people go to and that we've been to and we've had a really good time. So there's Paradiso, which is like an outdoor open club. So there are cool DJs there that you can look up to see who's there.
Tiesto plays there.
Yeah. There's also the old town again, has awesome nightlife. You just literally can walk around and
there's bars everywhere.
Pick your favourite.
So you may have seen on Instagram a place called Casa Cook. I'm actually staying there the week before my wedding next year. It's like literally in the middle of nowhere, but if you've got a car, it doesn't really matter. It is goals. Like
so
you have
beautiful.
you have to stay there.
Another cool place to go during the day or afternoon is Kalathia Springs. It is so beautiful. It's got all beds and restaurant and drinking and that kind of thing. You kind of jump into the spring, and it's so cool to spend the day there.
Another beach we love, and it's really the water's really clear and beautiful, is Traganou Beach.
Yeah.
We don't really know how else to say it.
And there's also Tsambika Bay, which is like the clearest water ever.
Yes.
And if you love your bakery, like Greek baked goods, there's a bakery called Skoufos Bakery, and it's
Rhodes covered.
yeah.
Okay, so Santorini, our favorite. We've shot there many times, and we stay there every time we go there.
Yeah.
Last time we extended our trip by
Ages.
like a week.
We kept cancelling when we were meant to go and just kept adding nights in Santorini. But our favourite place to stay in Fira, which is the main town, Fira and Ia. In Fira we stay at Panorama because it's got the best views and the location is like so easy to get around there. It's right on the main strip and on the
like the most central part.
and it's on the cliff, so you get to see the epic sunset.
Yeah, don't go to Santorini and not stay on the cliff because there's no point going.
No. So the restaurant that we really loved in Ia that we found last year was called Kyprida, which is Cypriot food, and it was just like the best thing. And you always have to, if you like, I don't even like wine actually, and I always drink the wine in Santorini. They're really famous for wine.
Is it the chilled
Yeah.
wine? Yeah.
So it's really
It comes out in like a little glass and it's chilled and it's really good. It's so good.
and I hate wine.
I love wine.
And we usually get around on quads in Santorini. It's pretty safe to ride them even if you're a beginner. The roads are like pretty dead. Love going on a ride from Fira to a place called Jojo's, which is awesome for daytime drinks, and it's all by a pool, so you wear like bikinis.
It's like a pool bar.
Yeah. And another place that we're obsessed with is Amoudi Bay in Ia. So you walk down, I think it's something crazy, like 350 steps down to this bay, and there are seafood restaurants all along there, and they're like...
So if you come down the hill and you run into the restaurants, not many people know to the locals, but you keep going left and you follow around this trail, around this big rock, and you have to climb up and down rocks. Anyway, you get to this spot and you can dive in, and it's like the deepest
water I've ever seen.
No,
you have to take snorkeling things. Another tip we have for Santorini is wearing non-slip shoes, because those floors, like...
So if you haven't got a good grip on your like flats, or if you're not you don't wear heels, whatever you do, you will go flying.
Yeah, I think we've gone flying. One of the most popular clubs in Santorini is in Fira called Enigma, and if you go opposite the door, there's like this crepe shop that is apparently, because I can't eat them,
They're so good.
and pretty much any gelati
Anywhere.
in that whole area is epic. But in Ia there's a specific place called Elitas, and it's just also some Italian, because there's a lot of Italian on the island. Yeah, Convivium and Argo are really good. We love both of them. And if you really want to try something different, we recommend hiring a yacht. You can usually do it in big groups, so it's not as expensive as just getting your own yacht, but it's really fun.
We recommend always organising transfers for all the islands actually, because in Mykonos and in Santorini I think in Santorini there's 3 cabs.
No, it's Mykonos.
In some of the islands.
It's known for not having many cabs in Mykonos.
So you have to get transfers organised to and from your hotel. It's extra and you need it. Okay, so next Mykonos, which is, we go there every year. You don't have to go there just to party. I mean, you do have to party, but
you can go and not party as well, and it's just as fun.
So Mykonos, we recommend staying in the town if you can. So you can get quads or cars in Mykonos, except it is really dangerous.
Yeah,
so
we recommend like little jeeps, because the roads are really, really narrow and windy, so the smaller and more compact the car, the better.
My favourite hotel to stay in the town is Sameli Hotel. It's amazing. It's really boutique-y, it's got a pool, and I loved it.
So there's a beach called Sado, and you can find these massive villas on the cliff looking down. And Airbnb again, or booking.com or stays.com all have epic villas that you can get there.
So the town is called Hota in Mykonos, and
that's where you get like those epic Mykonos white
Instagram
photos.
For obviously partying, which we've done a lot of, we recommend Well, if you're really young, go to Paradise, Super Paradise, because it's crazy fun.
Yeah.
And there's someone there called the Elephant Man who is naked but has an elephant sock on his.
He's the
attraction.
main attraction. So you pretty much go there for him to host the day.
Like if you Google right now Elephant Man Mykonos, it'll come up.
Yeah, do it.
Another nicer one is Plaka, beach bar.
Yeah.
So for nighttime partying, also at bars, go into the town. There's bars everywhere, but I remember Scandinavian bar, which was pretty good.
Yeah. If you want to like go really hard, you go to Carver. I think that usually starts at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it starts very late. And also if you're on the road going from beach to beach, stop in at a Yiota shop. It's actually a Souvlaki house and it's next to
the supermarket called. Next to a supermarket in Sodor, so if you kind of ask for directions for that, it's connected.
Yeah.
And it's like the best Yiota and salad and like just really basic but authentic Greek food.
Yeah. See how we're going to Greece.
If you have any more questions in particular that we can try and answer, just leave them in the comments below too.
Yeah.
We'll try to get some answers to you.
Yes.
Because we could go on forever.
We could.
And we could be together,
And
baby,
have fun in Greece.
as long as skies are blue.